So this woman says, I'm tired of dating. Isn't it fascinating, gentlemen, how most women aren't tired of dating, well, quote unquote dating, while they are in their 20s and they receive all the attention and all the validation and free crap. They inexplicably get tired of it when they reach 30 and they can't get the same level of men they used to. Wife me up or get out of my future husband's way. Everyone will be happy if you apply that philosophy in your 20s. Secure the commitment or don't waste my time because I don't want my cheeks to have been clapped by 30 guys before I meet my husband. But no, when Chad and Tyrone were in line, you didn't think of commitment, future husbands, and whatnot. It's now that you want the financial support and are meant to pick up the pieces of your failed dating life that you care so much about your future husband. Well, guess what? Your potential husband has long passed your way. The only thing waiting for you is the wall.
The algorithm has definitely done its job for me on TikTok. I see a lot of divorced after, like 15 years, 20 years, whatever, living on your own, like raising children as a single parent, trying to date in your now mid to late 30s and you haven't done it in a really long time, and how the dating game has changed, and it gets me. It knows exactly where I am in my life. However, one thing that I wanted to come on here and maybe talk about for just 1 second is how to date now after being with a love bomber for years and years and years. I was with my ex-husband. We were together for 20 years, and he was very much a love bomber. He said all the right things. He did all the right things. He showered me with stuff. And there was a point where we were going to marriage counseling, and I actually had to tell the marriage counselor, he tells me 47,000 times a day that he loves me. And that sounds like, I'm not complaining. Please understand that it's great that he told me that he loved me. And
yeah, so what is the problem? What did you go to marriage counseling for? Guys, let me ask you a simple question. Do you think that if this man was telling her I love you 30 times a day, she would make a TikTok about it saying it's annoying love bombing, or would she say it's romantic? Love bombing is a BS made-up term that basically women use to refer to simps or men they qualify as beta. If a handsome man is flirting, it's exciting, it shows he takes the initiative, but when a not-so-attractive guy does it, it's creepy and annoying. It's literally the same with love bombing. It's male attention that they simply don't like. What makes it love bombing is not the act itself, but whether or not she wants it. Seems like a pretty good husband to me. A lot of women with value are looking exactly for that, yet she divorced him. Why? Because he told her he loves her too often. And this is the kind of horse crap that pisses me off, man. Women nowadays are massively divorcing good men that put hella effort into the relationship because of nonsense like this. She lost all respect for him, if she ever had any in the first place. She took him to a marriage counselor, which probably he paid, just so they can put more blame on him and tell him, hey man, you gotta do better or you might lose this prize. And then she divorced him because the marriage was doomed anyway, no matter what he did. Because she simply had no respect for him, because the grass is always greener on the other side. And she probably took his stuff or his kids if they had any. So, what is the incentive for men to marry? Most men are good guys who want normal lives, the ones that their fathers and grandfathers had. They want to work, to be useful to society, to grind on their hobbies and dreams, to have a family, a loving wife who supports them, helps them. They want to raise children. Most men still behave the same way they have been doing for centuries. Modern women, on the other hand, don't value marriage for crap. They want to ride the carousel in their 20s, they have unreasonable expectations, They don't respect their husbands, they don't stick around, they massively cheat, divorce, and take men's money, kids, and sanity. And yes, I know not all women are like this, but would you play Russian roulette if you had 5 out of 6 chances to lose? Well, in modern dating, the odds are even worse for men. This guy probably didn't marry her expecting for this to happen. He probably thought he had a good supporting wife, and now she has revealed her true colors. The odds are stacked against men, and with every passing year, more men are refusing to play the game. So be extremely careful if you want to go down the path of marriage, but even in simple dating, don't give attention to people who don't value you. One of the reasons why these women are so entitled and so out of touch with reality is because they have options, because a lot of simps and blue-pilled guys still give these women options so that they don't fall on their face. Stop giving women undeserved attention.
It's time to stop!
If all men stopped simping for these women, they would realize they're really not that special, and they will change their behaviors and stop being entitled 3 or 4s.
And there's a lot of people that don't get that from their spouses. But the fact was that he was trying to get me to respond in a certain way. And it was a lot of pressure for me to like have to say I love you every time I got up to go to the bathroom, or every time I got up to go get a drink. Like every time I would leave the room, it was like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And please, I understand there are people that don't get that, and I hope you do. But now, being that I'm trying to start seeing other people and like having healthy relationships and healthy boundaries, it's really hard to go all day without talking to the person that I want to talk to the most, right? So my ex-husband and I would text literally all day, every day, and it was just normal for us. And trying to navigate like what a healthy boundary is as far as like texting goes with somebody has become very challenging for me. I don't want to say that it's a codependent or anything like that, but I just find that I'm missing that communication all the time, and it's really kind of a struggle, and it sucks.
I just went through the stupidest fucking situation. Basically, here's what happened. So there's this guy that I have been off and on like seeing, talking to, hooking up with, whatever. And he, this morning-ish, like around lunchtime, he's like, hey, I'm going to lunch with one of my guy friends, and I really would like you to meet him. Because me and him have been talking for like 2 months. He's like, I'd really like you to meet him. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, so you should like come to lunch. And I'm like, okay, cool. In my head, that means one of two things. He's buying, right? Because he invited me to lunch. Or be prepared to pay for myself, right? Those are my options. I don't expect anybody to ever pay for me ever, right? But etiquette-wise, you invite me, you would pay, right? Tell me why. At the end of the fucking lunch, first of all, I get there and they're pretty much already done eating, which at that point I'm like, why am I even here? So I feel bad. So I order one drink because they still have a full drink. I order one drink and a side salad, okay? So my meal, my one drink and the side salad, probably maybe total $15 with tip, okay? So keep that in mind. Mama's crying, so we're gonna hold her.
I can almost see in the future, guys.
Anyways, tell me why when the waiter comes over, or the waitress, she's like, so how are we splitting this up, blah, blah, blah. And the guy goes, oh, we're putting it all on one. So I'm like, oh, cool. Like, he's gonna pay. She comes over, brings the bill, looks around at all three of us, like, who's the jefe here? Like, how am I getting paid, you know? The guy goes, oh, Savannah's got it. What? And they're like, yeah, we're not paying. Like, and I'm like, my dumbass panics. I panic. And I'm also not gonna like bitch this guy out in front of his friend, which I totally should have. I know that I should have. I should have just bitched him out and been like, the fuck I am. But that's not who I am. Like, I don't cause scenes. So I'm just like, the tab is $100. It's not even about the money, it's about the principle. I feel so taken advantage of. Like, you invited me, I show up as you're finishing your meal, pretty much. I show up for maybe 10, 15 minutes, finish my side salad, and then you expect me to pay for you and your friend? I have a right to be mad.
Have a taste of your own medicine. Women have been doing this for years. And honestly, guys, if I had to take a guess, this guy was probably getting back at her for something. Probably she made him pay something he didn't need to, so now he's returning the favor. Because honestly, not a lot of men will do this.
Let's talk about dating and being scared if you're taking too long and moving too slow, especially if you tend to rush.
So this comment reads, I'm trying to take things slow now because I had the tendency to rush when I was younger. What a curious and rare tendency you have, that by no means over 80% of modern women have. Rush, you mean like give it to Chad the first day you meet? And so this woman responds with, if you are scared, you're going. So the first you are is right, the second you are is incorrect. You are literally using the same word and somehow you misspell it the second time. So let me explain the difference to you, madam. Your connotes belonging. Example, your dog, your cat, your TikTok is stupid. You are is a contraction of the words you and are. That's why there is an apostrophe. It omits the letter A. Example, you are dumb.
You know we're going to talk about anxious attachment, so you might want to save this. And this is also really applicable for my girlies who are 30 plus, because I know dating is rough. Here's one thing that I think girlies over 30 have as an advantage. And you're saying it right here. That is, you have wisdom. That is something that is so powerful. Because if you're in your 20s and you're trying all these different things out, that's good. That's what your 20s are for. Try things on, make mistakes, why not? Because here's the deal with taking your time and moving slow. And that is low risk, high reward, compared to moving fast is high risk, maybe some reward. Can't remember when I heard this, but my husband says it all the time. Do you know that speeding only gets you there like literally 30 seconds faster versus if you had just left early? And to me, that says a lot about preparation.
Honestly, I don't know what type of man will date a woman who posts on marry a woman who posts on TikTok that your 20s are for jumping from chat to chat. She is probably going to leave or cheat on him soon enough anyways. This mindset won't lead to anything but misery. It's been proven time and time again that having a high body count or a high number of broken relationships leads to a lower pair bonding ability. It leads to a developed misconception of love, duty, and relationships, and it makes people devalue their partners because they see them as replaceable. And this goes especially for women because they always have more options. And I remember how my mother explained me this when I was younger. She told me that love is like a sticker. The first time it sticks really powerfully, but every time you unstick it and you try to put it somewhere else, it becomes harder and harder. The sticker may leave pieces behind when you unstick it. It loses its main attribute of stickiness every time you change its place. The glue becomes weaker and weaker, and so does its ability to stick somewhere and not fall off. Until eventually it's been unsticked so many times that it no longer can. That's what happens with love. Every time you say I love you to a different person, it loses value. Love can't be special if you've said the same words and gifted the same flowers to everyone in the neighborhood. Same happens with sex. These women are out here pretending that having multiple bedroom encounters doesn't lower their value, or that having multiple failed relationships doesn't harm their ability to be good wives, good mothers, good partners, etc. Well, it just turns out it absolutely does, and people have known this throughout humanity. It's now in the last century that people, especially women, are trying to turn a blind eye because it suits them. Well, men won't. You have two options, ladies. Be serious about who you date, stick the sticker once or twice while it still can glue and leave it there, or play this carousel game where you stick and unstick the sticker 50 times and end up hitting the wall hard. But guys, thank you for watching this video. Hit the like button as hard as these women are hitting the wall, and I will see you next time. Peace.